back to the Collective, the Disc Golf Collective podcast. Welcome back. Who do we have here today? We got Julian Powell from Appalachia Disc Golf.
How's it going?
Glad to have you. We have Jim Morgan.
What's up? Good to see you, Phil.
James Howard.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm Phil Kunix, your host, and this is the second episode of the Disc Golf Collective podcast. So, guys, any disc golf? Everybody doing good?
Doing good.
Yep, played today.
Played today? Where'd you go?
Malbright Pines.
Good course.
Sunday morning league.
Nice.
I hit every tree.
There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
Bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. +4.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit every tree, that's not bad.
Sure.
Not bad at all.
Well, then I must have hit twice as many trees because I shot a +7 the same course, same day.
So you hit a couple of them twice, right?
Yes.
I hear you. You, any disc golf recently?
I've been playing Gold Star with the
Yeah.
kid a lot, so you
Yeah.
can practice. And his scores are going down about a stroke every time we play there.
Nice.
He went from shooting +20 at the beginning of the summer when he wasn't really concentrating on disc golf to now he's shooting +9 was his personal record the other day.
Not
That's
too
through
shabby.
18
Not
at Gold Star.
I saw him out drive
Dig
you
it.
a couple times
Mhm.
there at the Buckeye the other day.
Oh, and at the doubles the other night, he shot with on Thursday at Vets doubles, and he putted everything and made most of them like 25 and out.
nice.
Yeah, he holds the putter a little strange, but it
Yeah.
works. So
All right.
whatever works. I'm not
Fair
making
enough.
him,
He's
dude.
going to make it go.
Yes, sir.
I got a Friday night glow round in. It's a good time. Like the Friday night glow round. It's a thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Last week we introduced the show. Had a good time with that. Went over some real basics, how to participate in the community, be part of the collective. Some easy ways. I don't know. You've got a work day coming up here before too long. We'll get to that here before too long. We got a bunch of stuff coming up today. We're going to have our first course designer segment. That's going to be a good time. Got some sponsors to talk about later through the show. We're going to go over our tournaments like we do, and got to talk about what's coming up next time on the show as well. So really a lot of important stuff that happened before. We got a lot of important stuff coming up, important enough that we should have a course 911. So first on board for the course 911, we're going to be talking with Julian Powell here about the Jackson Park course. Has a course 911 coming up September 3rd from 9 until 4. Contact my man here, Julian Powell, number 304-917-1691. The Facebook page
Is Julian Powell.
Okay.
Just Julian Powell on Facebook. I've got a few of them. Appalachian Disc Golf on Facebook. You can message any of those. Or, you can stop by the shop. We're open usually on Fridays from 11 to 6 o'clock.
Outstanding. Now, with this course 911 that we have coming up, first, anything in particular, just overall a little course maintenance, getting ready for anything?
Yeah, well, we are preparing to start doing some stuff with kids.
Mhm.
Last year we did I think maybe we lost my mic.
Lost your
I
mic?
can come in on this one. So, anyways, last year we did a Vienna Recreation Youth League.
Yeah.
And it went over pretty well. Everybody came. We did about, I think it was 6 weeks. It may have been a little bit longer. But we played all the kids through. At that time, there was only 9 holes at the course, the front 9. So, which a few of them's changed. But, and we made red tees at this course. And we made these red tees closer to the PDGA specifications.
Sure, like one right up there on the left on one, then you got one up there on the right for 2. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Something for the younger folks.
Right.
Beautiful. So you guys are gonna be doing a youth league again this year, yeah?
Yeah, we're trying to get a youth league going again through Vienna Recreation.
Okay.
And last year, like I said, it went pretty well. We
Mhm.
had, some families come up, and it's kind of the way we want to do it again this year. Is it's more just like a family get together and play day. We're
So
not really, it's not as much competition as it is come out with some people that are more experienced at disc golf and learn the game while we have fun.
introducing the youth
Correct.
to to not only the game, but when you have that family atmosphere, it's also to that community and that culture.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then we also, we're in the talks right now. We watched one of our friends, Jeremy Garber,
Mhm.
in Morgan County, Ohio. He started a youth team,
Hmm.
and he's got 5 or 6 kids that are playing. They're having practices every other weekend or every weekend, and they're going to events together. So since I have a 13-year-old that wants to play disc golf, I really want to try to get that going here, where we
Yeah.
can have a team Wood County or a Mid-Ohio Valley youth team of 5 or 6 kids that we can get together maybe once a week, have a practice round,
Some collective kids.
work on stuff, and try to build the kids.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of kids here and very little youth disc golf.
Yeah.
And
So when's the youth league due to start? Do we have a date, an idea of when that's happening?
we do not. It's
Not yet.
usually a fall
Fall
league.
thing after
is-
school starts, yeah.
Yeah, it's so right now we really want to do this work day. We want to make sure all the red tees are cleared.
Hmm.
We want to make sure all the walking paths for the kids to get to the basket are cleared,
Mhm.
because the red tees are shorter. They don't necessarily get played by your average disc golfer.
Yeah.
Because they're easier.
Sure.
And a lot of people want more of a challenge. So the white tees stay pretty clear, but the red tees really need some work. And in general, this is still a fairly new course. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that just needs picked up and tossed off the trails, trimming done, weed eating.
Just some
it's
basic
not
finishing.
beaten in yet.
Yeah.
It's not
It
established.
was a
It's
wild
gross.
place.
It
for
was a
sure.
very wild place that we cut holes into.
Hmm.
So it takes more maintenance. And it's with life, it's hard to get up there every time you want to sometimes, but we're trying to get back on
So then
the schedule and try to get it more maintenance done.
with this particular work day, do you have anything planned? Do you need tools, any specific items or skill sets?
Weed eaters.
Mhm.
Weed eaters are great, because that's one thing we always need more of.
Is weed eaters?
And so if you've got a weed eater, if you've got a small chainsaw,
Mhm.
hole saw, anything like that we can use to cut back the limbs and cut back the grass. That's what we're really trying to do. We may also install a T sign,
Mhm.
or maybe even a concrete T if we're feeling froggy,
Okay.
because we do want to get started on that project too. And there's a couple of them that are really good candidates for a tee box.
Certainly. Any other important information you want to go over for the upcoming workday on September 3rd from 9 until 4? Of course, you're going to need to bring work gloves, a little bit of energy. If you have any questions, you contact my man Julian Powell here, 304-917-1691. Facebook, I believe you got an Instagram, both of them Appalachian Disc Golf.
Appalachian DG, I think, on Twitter or Facebook or
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay.
I'm pretty easy to find. Google me. Appalachian Disc Golf, ADG, #throw ADG.
Absolutely. Figure you're gonna hang out with us through the segment.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Got some awesome discs here. We'll talk about these here in just a moment. Next on the course 911, we're going to go from Appalachian Disc Golf and the Jackson Park course to my man Jim Morgan here. And you've got a work day coming up yourself. This is due to happen September 18th.
Yeah.
So about 2 weeks after, give everybody a chance to relax for a week, enjoy the fruits of the labors.
Sure.
Right? Because that's one of the best parts is, playing the course after you work on it, right? So 2 weeks later, you're going to be having one 10 to 4 at the Broughton Nature Complex in Marietta, Ohio. That's going to be right at what is that? Route 60 and 821 there, in Marietta.
Yeah.
And you're going to have what's going on. We're working on what course. There's 2 courses at this location, and you're going to be looking at this. Looks like the Sasquatch that we're going to be working at.
Correct. There's 2 courses at the complex. They both start in the same place, right at the 3-sided shelter. The Sasquatch is the more wild of the courses.
Mhm.
Up into the woods. It's a climb up the side of a mountain with the long 2 holes down. Great finishing holes in disc golf, but there's a lot of weed eating, a lot of chainsawing. Now, a lot of that work has already been done. So we have chainsawed a lot of logs and things into manageable pieces. All we really need to do is have people come pick them up. We've even weed eated most of the holes as well, but we could really trim a lot of areas a little bit more and pick up sticks is really the main thing. We're about 3 years ahead of where Julian is on Jackson Park, so
A little bit more developed.
well, we've gotten those trees out of the way now, and so the fairways are fairly decent, but you still get like trees falling, limbs falling here and there, and it needs picked up constantly. That's what the disc golf collective is all about, just picking up sticks here and
Just
there.
doing
right?
a little bit of help.
Yeah,
right?
but we're going to have an official day where everybody can come out, see the course, and lend a hand. It becomes a part of you whenever you do that. So
right. If anyone that's listening, watching, and out there right now, you have a couple of hours on, say, well, we're looking at the 18th of September here, right? You grab a pair of work gloves, you walk out in the woods, clean up a little bit, maybe around a basket, walk a fairway, kick some sticks,
Yeah.
right?
Take a disc with you. Just walk and pick up sticks for a while, and then
Right.
everywhere you throw into a batch of briars
Whatever.
is where somebody else throws too. So take your loppers out there and knock something down.
Dig it.
Were you still needing a basket there, Jim? Where a tree
Uh,
fell on one,
Yeah,
or-
we had hole 9 all the way out. Let's just take a look at it. Just zoom right in there. Out here on the side of the mountain, hole 9, right at the end, a big tree fell down right on top of this basket right here.
That's no bueno. That's
we,
no fun.
we have great pictures on the Facebook website, but it crushed the top of it first, and then that was league night, and then the next day someone came back and took a picture. It slid off the top and crushed the bottom. $250 or $270 to replace just the bottom piece. We've had some donors already chip into it, but we're still raising money to try and to do that. But yep,
Dig it. So go out there, help out, see if you know how to fix a basket. I don't think they're if you
I don't
can
know.
carry.
I don't know if you can re-weld those. Is that
Oh,
PDG illegal if you
we
alter
don't
the
want
basket?
that.
We don't want a Corey Ellis,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Oh, we don't want that now. That'd be no good. Any specific tools or out of the ordinary stuff?
A pair of loppers if you have
Loppers.
them. If you're a chainsaw person or
Plenty to
a
do.
heavy weed eater person, for sure. I mean, come
Plenty
on.
to do.
Yeah, you're my best friend.
Okay.
But picking up sticks, that's really what it's all
Yeah.
about. You don't have to do much. Just wear solid shoes, bring water and food and sugar because you're going to need it when you climb that mountain.
Some of those
You get to that switchback right at 11 or 10. That's where people are like, I could just walk back to the car.
It wouldn't
from
have been the first
here.
time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been the first time someone
Yeah.
said that. But at the same time, I'm like, man, you made it to 11. You're almost there. Just get it.
And also the Big Buckeye, the lower course that goes out and around. We've done a bunch of things there. We're going to be pouring concrete soon, so we might include some of those things along with this. Just the whole complex might
Oh, okay.
need something. So if you don't want to climb the hill, we could probably have you do something down on the bottom.
Dig it. So if perhaps climbing the side of a mountain, maybe that more extreme disc golf experience is not so much your speed.
Right. You could
There-
you could drive your car to most of those things and just use the weed eater you use at home to go around the basket in a circle.
Wonderful. Now, Jim, you had mentioned a Facebook page. Would that be a good place to get a hold of you if you have any questions?
Yeah,
or
there's
anything?
there's a Facebook page for both the Sasquatch and the Big Buckeye. You can
Mhm.
find them under those names on the Facebooks, and yep.
Outstanding. Phone number or anything you want to give out or anything like that? No, yes, maybe.
I will keep that secret.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem at all. We'll leave that for the red line.
It's on the internets.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
If you're UDisc savvy, you will find me pretty easily.
Dig it. All righty. Anything else we want to go over with the Sasquatch workday coming up on the 18th of September?
Love to have you out. Nice to meet new people. Or old friends as well.
Come on out.
Make the course a part of you.
Just be a little bit of time effort, part of the collective, and all of a sudden it means a whole lot more. All righty, so we're moving right along. We've gone over the course 911. Now it's time to work towards upcoming tournaments here. So now we're gonna go. We've got all the upcoming tournaments here on the screen. You guys are gonna be able to check out some of the information. There's some awesome artwork. We're gonna go over the sponsors. I know it's a little dry, but those sponsors are who makes the tournaments happen.
That's right.
It's what makes the things go. I wish it could be a thing where like tournaments just happen out of thin air and there wasn't a lot of work and we could just have them all the time. However, takes like
every one of us have sponsored a tournament here.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I've sponsored a few of them.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I love seeing my sponsor sign when I come up to a tee because I'm like, yeah, I should birdie
Still
this
out
hole.
there. Still,
Right.
still in that
I should
basket.
birdie this hole. Maybe.
Right. So first one we have is the Cap City Amateur Open in Westerville, Ohio. We have Innova Champion Discs is the title sponsor. We have Six-Sided Discs. You're going to hear them a lot. They do a lot of work in the community. Disc Golf Mart is a sponsor. Local company Fastenal Company. Guardian Aliens Disc Golf Club and Logan Walden. That's a pretty badass print right
he's
there.
a famous fellow. He gets around. Julian,
That's,
what you got there? Another
Pardon my
Logan
language.
Walden.
Pardon my language, folks.
Right there.
That's coming up here before too long.
He's all over disc golf.
Celsius, and it's hosted by the Columbus Flyers Disc Golf Club.
Always a good club.
And
Cap City.
if you're listening, paying attention on the YouTube live right now, feel free to chime on in. We've got Dr. Disc Golf on the live chat. So if you hear something that you're participating in, feel free to shout out. We're happy to hear from you. September 10th, we got the Cougar Classic coming up right there, presented by Six-Sided Discs.
Oh, different kind of cougar.
Slick Willie's Disc Golf in Athens, Ohio.
I was going to say.
Mount Vernon Nazarene University. Then we got on September 10th, we also have the a doubles coming up, the second annual Paul L. Shreve Memorial. That's on the 10th and 11th at Shreve Hollow Disc Golf in Chillicothe. It's a bring your own partner. I'm excited. Haven't been out to Chillicothe for the disc golf yet.
I've not played that course, but I've played a couple in Chillicothe. But
we have coming up after that, September 16th. We've got Glow Down at Dick's, Malbright Pines, Williamstown, West Virginia. 2 glow rounds with on-site camping. I got to figure a bunch of glow discs at that place is going to look awesome. You can usually, it's a lot of disc golf on not a lot of space, right?
40 players.
But
You better sign up now.
I mean, I'm already signed up. I'm just saying.
no, that's the maximum amount of people that it
40
could have.
players only?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
I'm just
better-
saying,
you better
Yeah.
Sign up.
you want to play a glow round with the collective, you better sign
There's
up.
camping. It's at his house. It's a
On-site
great
camping.
piece of ground.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's going to be, you're going to see,
$30 in camping.
right.
And the first round is a safari round. So he takes his 18 holes and makes a long 9, and then you come back at night and play the regular
round.
course. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty
And
awesome.
at 6 p.m., it's probably going to be glow for both rounds at that point in the year. Next, we got Amanda's Army. So this is a fundraiser. It's a doubles tournament on the 22nd in Barbersville, West Virginia. It's the Bring Your Own Partner. It's to help Amanda Greens, her 3rd time with metastatic breast cancer. This is going to help cover medical and travel expenses to and from the Cleveland Clinic. 75% of all monies raised goes to help her fight her battle with cancer. Looks like it's going to be a good event. Not only that, as not only with this event, but with all events. If you have the opportunity, you got the time, even if you don't have the time to play or it's a full tournament, go check the tournament out, spectate. If it's a fundraiser tournament, heck, stop by and give a donation, right? That's what this is all really about. It's all about that community and the culture that creates that sport that we really all really enjoy. After that, on September 18th, we've got the Open Doors Open in Morgantown, West Virginia, hosted by Guardian Discs. 2 rounds at Dorsey's Knob in Morgantown. On the 24th, we have a charity event, the Jeff Sisson Memorial Disc Golf Tournament. It's to help the Metro 911 in Charleston, West Virginia. That's September 24th. That's going to the 911 Employees Association benefit. Right there. That's also remembering Jeff Sisson, a
Yeti
local
cooler
responsible.
raffle.
It's that Yeti cooler.
Oh yeah,
Those are good coolers.
there's our good coolers. They're expensive too. I'd like to win one.
Looks like that's at Redeemer Park. Anybody
Mhm.
play the Redeemer Park?
I've seen a video.
I've played it.
Is it the side of a mountain, kind of like
It
Dorsey's
is.
Knob?
It's the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to knock it. It's
Hey,
it's a
what is
very
Sasquatch?
well-kept,
What is
nice
Jackson?
course.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
not Sasquatchy. It's not
Hmm.
woods on the side of a mountain.
right.
No.
It's open. Yeah,
It's open.
there's a lot of
You can
roll
roll
away.
down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, friend of the show, George McIntyre stopped by. He played that course, said good things about it.
We were just talking about that. Lots of rollaways. Lots of self control.
I would say one more thing. I lost an ace pig an ace
Oh.
disc that was a pig that rolled like about 600 feet down that hill, and I
At
lost
Redeemer?
it.
You're not
Yeah, and I thought I'll never get
What
that
color
back.
is it?
No, listen. So
Oh.
2 years later, I go back to
I was
play a
about to go.
tournament. I go back and play a tournament 2 years later.
Yeah.
I find the disc in their lost and found box.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So it's a great course. It's a great course.
That's what it's all about right there. September 24th and the 25th, we have the Burr Oak Blitz at Burr Oak in Gloucester, Ohio. Sponsors to be announced. I don't have sponsors yet, although I am
Director Christy Moore, she's amazing. It's going to be a great event.
I think that's a 6-sided.
Mhm. Yeah, they were last year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
inquired about sponsoring that this year
Mm-hmm.
because I'm playing this one.
I played it last year. It's amazing.
Yeah,
First
Mhm.
time ever
Six Sided
playing
just did the payouts and the
Yeah.
Old Man.
Uh huh. Yeah.
First time.
Last year.
This is right now.
Oh, dig it.
This tournament for our Blitz.
Yeah.
You know, MA40.
There you go.
$68.
Let's give it a try.
There's 3 more spots.
I mean, I qualify
Am
if I play with them youngins.
more handy capable?
It's all right. I come at the bottom of the list with the youngins. I come at the bottom of the list with the old.
I'm gonna
It
get the
it
ball.
don't matter.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't know what to do.
I shot even par last year. I was really proud of myself. Negative or +2 the first day, -2 the second day.
Bro, I just thought course.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next one that I got here, September 23rd. This is a whole weekend event, the 23rd through the 25th, right? So it's 2 events back to back in a weekend. I'd really like to know more about it. If you have anything to do with this event, feel free to reach out to discgolfcollective@gmail.com or comment at the YouTube live comments right now.
Anybody know a Zach Hare or Christian Riley?
I do not.
No.
Love to hear
Where's
from you
this
though.
at?
So this is the first one is the Little
West
Bear
Portsmouth,
Flex Start
Ironton.
at West Portsmouth, Ohio is the first one. The little West Portsmouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first one. And then that's being sponsored by Southern Ohio Disc Golf Association or put on by them. Now the second one, the next 2 days, Black Bear Open in Portsmouth, Ohio, sponsored by Infinite Disc, Southern Ohio Disc Golf Association. And this is the second part of a 2-day B tier is the second part with a 1-round C tier the first day. All at one. I mean, it's a good looking stamp. Who doesn't want a little bit of that?
Got a bunch of them.
Got a bunch of them. That's right. And once again, if you're not in the tournament, there's still plenty of room. 78 out of 152, right? So plenty of room. But if it fills up and you still want to check it out, go check it out. All right, after that, we have the Seth Burton Memorial in Fairmont in West Virginia. This is going to be September 30th through October 2nd. This is an A tier. There's a lot of money going into this. There's $10,000 pro added cash, 10,000 amateur added merch. That's a big tournament.
Got
There's
a bunch of big sponsors.
So
That's
we've
awesome.
got so on that tournament, we've got West Virginia University Medical of Fairmont, Dynamic Disc, Summit Financial Networks, City of Whitehall, City of Fairmont, Hampton Inn Fairmont, Fairfield Inn and Suites, and that's only the big ones. There's a bunch of smaller sponsors. We've got Rambling Root,
That
Short Story Brewing,
This is a
yeah.
tournament that I know about for years and years. This is Josh Smith and Phil Burton. Phil Burton was Seth Burton's dad.
Yeah.
They do a great job on this tournament. Every year they do a great job on this tournament.
It's the 12th one.
Oh, yeah. And he's got the support of the community. He's got a lot of people rallying behind him. They've got a lot of added cash, and it will be a good one. I haven't signed up. I'm not sure why I'm not signed up yet. I got to relook at
I mean,
this.
they got
I guess I got time a little bit.
Corey Ellis on the final 9 last year. Wait,
Oh, yeah. It's a big tournament.
Chris Dickerson was there.
I don't know why the Fairmont disc golf community doesn't get more shine than it does.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of really good
the
stuff.
Fairmont Flyers,
Fairmont Flyers.
was pretty good. Yeah.
The West Virginia disc golf, whoever that, if that's still, that's not really a thing anymore. But not Seth, but Phil and Josh put a lot of work in to doing fundraising and getting this.
Okay. And then we have next we have the 3rd annual Jonathan By Memorial, and that is October 2nd, hosted by Southeast Ohio Heisers. That's at the Jonathan By Memorial Disc Golf Course in Byesville. Sponsors include Disc Asylum in Cambridge, Ohio. That's your main sponsor of the tournament.
These guys all used to shop at my store,
Mhm.
and now they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
They're doing
thing.
good job.
Yeah.
They've put in a couple courses.
Yeah,
They've got that community starting to pop.
that's right. Build it where you are, man. That's really important.
They come to their
I just saw.
ADG golfers. They come to all my stuff. I'm gonna try to get back and go to theirs. They're good guys.
Just saw Trevor for the first time in months, but he moved to Byesville and is playing there all the time. So
Wonderful. Well, that will conclude our tournaments segment for this show. We'll have more tournaments coming up in the next show. Keep it about a month out is for what's coming up. If you look, of course, check out your disc golf scene, your U-Disc, all of your disc golf sources that you have at your disposal. You'll see other disc golf tournaments getting listed all the time. Feel free to check them out. You'll never know. We might just feature a tournament that you're already signed up for. So we're going to review our first segment sponsor. Is going to be Julian Powell at Appalachian Disc Golf. Thank you very much. We appreciate you stopping by, bringing us some stuff. We got a wicked stamp here. This is gorgeous, guys. Let's find a good camera. Here's a camera. Check that out. All right.
It's our family logo.
This is it's a good looking disc. This one looks the same. Doesn't look as good on the camera up close, but I'm telling you what, these things are beautiful. This one is a F5, yeah, and we got a
PX3.
PX3. Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Some koozies. We got the shirt. Been to your store once or twice? Once or twice. It is the leading disc golf shop in the Parkersburg, Marietta, Mid Ohio Valley area. You've done a few tournaments.
Done a few tournaments. Got one coming up in October on the 28th. You can see it on our website. It's the
28th of October 28th.
October. So it'll probably be featured in a future tournament lineup.
Probably the next one it'll get listed.
But right now we're if you like that Logan Walton Guardian Alien artwork, we are now featuring that. We've got a few of these. This was actually a collaboration between the Secret Dreams Music and Arts Festival, the Guardian Aliens Disc Golf Club, and Appalachian Disc Golf. And Logan Walton is the artist. He works with all of us there. We all collabed together and came up with some color glow discs from Prodigy Disc with the real sweet logo on them.
I think I might have. Hey, look, you're going to need to set aside one of those PA1s for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. There's not very many of them.
Okay.
So,
and then go back. I need one. I need to go.
These were, I think there was only
H4s.
300 discs made in total, of which I got 25.
I need to go back and see the other ones for one of those.
The Guardian Aliens got 25, and the rest are already sold out at the festival that took place last weekend. They're a little bit more expensive. They're $30. That was the price set by the merch booth at the festival. We are
shut up and take my money.
$30. Yeah.
Price. It's a little bit more, but there's a lot of people that this takes care of.
How many of a run did you do?
I think it was a run of 300,
yeah.
Of which I got 25, the Guardian Aliens got 25, and the other 200, or well, 250, I think, went to the festival and sold out.
Okay, so would you please set aside a PA1 and an H4, and I'll stop by and I'll give you monies, and then I'll take them, and then I'll use them, and I'll use them at the glow down at Dick's.
Yeah, we're live.
Right.
Somebody comment on. I will sell it live right now.
All right, I hear you.
I bought one online.
All right.
On our podcast once.
So
yeah, previous podcast.
We've got all kind of
you got everything.
Apparel, everything. So if you want something, you need it for disc golf, he's got it. You could shop him online. Does your online store close?
The online store doesn't close, but
24/7. There it is.
I want y'all to know that
Appalachian Disc
we're
Golf
getting ready to
24/7.
go through some changes. We're getting ready to make some big changes. We're going to get back into the community of disc golf.
Mhm.
We're going to try to carry more custom things, more special editions, less stock discs. We really want to push our friends' artwork and collaborate with our people that we know and bring something different that other than stock.
Just be part of the collective.
Yep.
Wonderful. So once again, Julian Powell at Appalachian Disc Golf, 304-917-1691, Facebook, Instagram, Appalachian Disc Golf, website, appalachiandiscgolf.com, email info at appalachiandiscgolf.com. That's 305 and a half 30th Street, Vienna, West Virginia, 26105. Open Friday and Saturday, 11 to 6.
Yes.
Sir, thank you very much for stopping by.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're going to tell me all about your work day. I work during that time, but you're going to tell me all about your work day. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Dig it. Segment 2, sponsor, James Harward at Achieve Balance Massage Therapy. So after a long, hard work day, you got a sports injury, or you need a little massage therapy, go see my man, and he'll help you out. 360-551-5133. That's 360-551-5133, 290 and a half Front Street, Marietta, Ohio. And we're back. Welcome back, Collective. Glad to have you. Welcome to the Disc Golf Collective podcast. Had a good first segment. Good course 911 with Julian Powell. Check that out if you need any more information. Otherwise, go put a little work in at Jackson Park. Talked to my man Jim here about the Sasquatch for a little bit. Went over some tournaments. And now we're going to work on our first time with the course designers segment. Now, do bear in mind, the same guy who is commenting live on our YouTube trying to keep up, is also Dr. Disc Golf,
Dr. Disc Golf.
Jim Morgan himself. How are you
Good to
doing,
see you,
sir?
Phil. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad to be back.
Outstanding. Well, I figure you're going to be here fairly often.
Well, I'm around.
So we're going to not talk about the Sasquatch disc golf course that we had the workday scheduled for. We are, in fact, going to talk about another course at the same location, the Big Buckeye.
Yay.
Now, this course, I understand you just got this track laid out here in its current iteration not that long ago.
Correct. As far as I know, the original course was put in 2010, around that area. That's what people have told me. And I believe that George Broughton's son had something to do with it at one point in time. But I have inherited it from 4 other people who have inherited it, and it just keeps morphing into something better.
I got to tell you, I like the course. I've played it.
Yeah.
A time or two.
Right.
I've played it before its current layout.
Right.
I was skeptical. Yes, folks. When he told me the plans for what he wanted to do, I found myself just a wee bit upset. I was.
You too?
Hey, look, the holes that were taken out were, in fact, some of my favorite holes.
That's right. Yeah. I really had to poke some people
But
in the rear end about that.
I could take my lumps. I'm sorry, and I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
It's way harder, so I love it.
Way harder.
Harder, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a discussion for another time, maybe later in the show. So you clearly didn't start off with a raw course, right? You had something to build off of, right?
Right.
So was there anything in particular that you said, other than we'll put the hill aside for right now. Other than that, was there anything else that you said, I just can't live with this. I have to change this, a common theme over the whole course.
Well, there's people that play disc golf, and then there's people that take care of the course that they also play disc golf at. And I'm there all the time, but weed eating that section of the hill was a tedious task, and nobody seemed to show up when it came time to chainsaw or weed eat that hill. I think 3 years in a row, I was the only person that did the hill. I was really tired of it, and there was a lot of new available land along this path that people love. People love to throw along this path because there's never anyone in the way, and there's out of bounds sometimes.
So now you're talking about this blacktop paved path.
We are playing along the Devola multi-use trail, but the tee pads are on the trail and the baskets are away, and there's never a blind shot. You can always see when people are coming, but this shot, you're throwing down the fairway quite a ways, and then you go back across the fairway, following the path.
Right up there.
Yeah, you're gonna try to miss the telephone pole and the power lines here. It's not a Mando, but man, do people hit this telephone pole still and those wires.
A disc magnet.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how plastic and wood, but
you have all this extra space, but why do you have to throw it right there?
Right there.
Yeah, it's like somebody put the tee pad here on purpose so that you might throw that
right
way.
in your hyzer line. Right in.
I hate that guy.
He's
a jerk. Disc golf jerk.
So so the major changes were removing that hill that's to the right there.
Sure. This is the 14, 15, 16, the finish of the old course. There's been many different iterations of this course along the way. It used to play out where the arrow is up the hill that way, and then as it came back down, it hooked around the bottom, and then you went back up the hill again. But
which is bonkers. I tried
Right.
to play that course.
yeah,
I tried, but moving along.
sure.
So we got rid of an uphill in the woods, an across the hill in the woods, and a downhill in the woods.
Correct.
And then
They have
been awesome.
they've added the multi-use trail. They built a bridge on the other
Mhm.
side. That's where we're going to cross here. So we just crossed a bridge into this nice little parking lot.
number
and
3.
They mow this constantly. It's such a beautiful fairway, but the path is going to be out of bounds, so you have to stay one side or the other.
I see these dots here.
Right. The T pads are just spray painted lines on this path. So you have a James Conrad run up. You can go 40 feet run if you want. I would like to see you do that and not fall down. But
And so far we've seen this is the third hole and everything's blacktop, whereas previously the tee pads were just
Dirt,
off the blacktop
yeah.
into
Just-
the grass and
yeah,
dirt.
just dirt. So
So one of the major themes is an upgraded tee pad for the cost of a spray paint can.
correct. Yeah. And the signage was was already there.
Take note, collective. A spray paint can. You don't have to buy concrete in all situations. It doesn't have to be expensive. That's a design tip. All right, so hole 3 here, right? With this, either side of the path, one side of the path.
Yep, you have to be on the right.
Okay, so this is out of bounds. All of this
Correct.
is out of
You
bounds.
cannot be on the right side of the path. You
Some
have
would
to
say
be
that's a
over here.
long out of bounds.
This is a par 4,
Okay.
so we're giving you the opportunity to lay up into the grass. That's
Pretty wide.
We're teaching lessons along the way. If for the distance that you can throw and the par that you're going to do, the red tees, especially on this course, it's really easy. It really is.
Designed for anyone to play.
Right. There's not a lot of danger. You're not going to go in the weeds. You can see people coming forever. This path is not walked very often. Bicyclers come through pretty quick, but maybe 3 or 4 people around you might see walk down that trail.
So,
I can understand a day being more busy than any other, but this is outside of the city.
Mhm.
You have to drive to get here, really, unless you live in the small suburb adjacent to it. But there's not a lot of foot traffic here, so it's wide open. You're not going to lose your disc if you're a beginner. You don't have to play out of bounds on the trail if you don't want to. But then the blue tees are a stretch, and there's a lot of out of bounds along the way for sure. Like this, you like
Same.
600 feet. Your first shot's going to be in here somewhere. Second shot's going to be up. If you get a good putt at it, you might get a 3, but it's
Now,
a 4.
One of
real
the
quick.
course's biggest score separators for sure.
Now, real quick,
That
back
hole
on
there.
4.
Yep.
Now, this does narrow in kind of tight there for the green.
Right where the red tee is 333 feet, and from the blue tee right here, it's almost 300 feet. So the average player is going to throw into this bigger open area right here.
Mhm.
So I'm giving you, but if you're a bigger player and you're really going to try and stretch it and get past that, that's where it narrows ahead of you.
Yeah.
So
you've got, it looks like there's your red tee there,
right.
right? So from here, it looks like you got a nice
Yeah.
dump
And
out
there's
spot.
a good bit of distance in the trees here as well. So even if you do go into the trees, you're
Now,
going to
let
be able
me-
to save it, right?
Now let me ask, on this whole left-hand player, forehand thrower guy,
Yep. They just throw right down the path and then skip it into the open grass here.
okay,
But the only downfall of the left-handed player here is that most of the flight of the disc, it's going to be out of bounds before it
On that backhand throw,
comes
yeah.
in. So if you do turn one over and it doesn't come in, you're going to have to re-tee or re-throw from.
yeah, it looks like you got plenty of trees. It keeps it nice separated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great hole.
and
We all 3 worked on this. So James, who's with us in the studio today, he was the previous designer of the Big
Mhm.
Buckeye, and also Julian, who's in the studio with us
Yeah.
today, is also
Few
a
of us.
previous designer. Yeah, we all worked together to take it over at some point in time, and then we've all passed it on to each other. I live in Marietta. I'm there all the time. So I had worked on the Sasquatch for years, and now
So it's
Long live the owls.
long live the owls. Yeah, we just saw that Facebook thread today.
so it really is a good course. It's a community, right? It's no one individual, right?
Yeah.
Although you
We've
might
all
have
we've
a-
all we've all put our fingers on it. You've got a couple of credits there as well, right? You
Oh,
don't you own a couple of those holes out there?
I mean, did a little something.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's coming.
So
Hole 5. This is a
big
beautiful
open
one.
field. That's
Yeah.
nice. You could throw any shot you want. Yeah.
5, 7.
And then how much space you got there between the basket and the trees there?
Most of the baskets are going to be circle's edge away from either
Something.
out of bounds or woods.
Something.
Yes. So
Okay.
as you go in, you have all this good space that you can utilize. It's going to keep you away from the trees. Your first shot, your second shot's going to be up, but circle's edge. Most right-handed players are probably going to hyzer in at it. It's on a hill. It's above you, so you might have a little drift. Yeah.
So that's about the circle.
Right.
Okay.
But the backside of these woods and weeds here has been weeded out. So once your disc goes in there, you can get in there really easily. And then you're going to take a turn along the road and go back to the driveway. This is one of the original holes on the course, right? This hole had been there.
Right between those two trees on
Uh-huh.
that little bowl right there. That's
I don't know. I still have 2 of the old maps of the
Well,
course.
we weren't on the road on the tee. That's the only difference. Yep.
now I've noticed with the exception of, let's see, we had out of bounds on 1. No out of bounds really on 2, but we had out of bounds on 1, 3, 4.
I've been out of bounds on
6.
2. I've been out of bounds on 2. Yeah.
Well, I suppose.
Hold 2. I hit the power line right there and went south right into the creek.
Yeah, you got a creek right
Uh-huh,
there. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I saw George get stuck in this power line right there.
Well, that's a penalty. That's not going to be a.
Yeah, the
Oh,
basket's
yeah.
the basket is further back where
It used
where
to be
12 used to be before.
tucked
It's
in
about
here.
half the distance. It was like it was like down in there where that low spot was.
Mhm.
But what I did is I just found the high point in the ground right there, and I'm like, well, if the floodwaters are coming, we're just gonna go as high as we can.
Well, it's good. It gets you away from the trail too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what good design. You
Right.
throw away
Anybody
from
coming
wherever
around this
you
corner
want.
right here, you're
Nobody walks through the field
Yeah.
because there's a perfectly good trail.
yeah. There are dog walkers and stuff that go back there, but you'll see them before anything happens. There is the low water bridge is back there, but again, you're so far away from that bridge, you wouldn't throw at anybody coming around that corner there. Little to no hazard for sure. But anyway, we're
6,
4, 5, 6,
7. Now this is where the course takes a major change because
It
you
used
could
to
go from here up onto the hill there. No, up onto the hill here.
Right. The tee pad for this hole overlapped this basket. So the blue tee was further back than what my cursor is right
Mhm.
there. And then the red tee was like right there, throwing to this hillside there. But we take a 90-degree turn left and go down the
And so
roadway.
you're no longer throwing at those houses
Yeah,
on
so
the hill
instead
there.
of throwing this way, we're going to utilize 4 or 5 holes going out this road against the
Wait.
road and then coming back.
And you have a common theme of out of bounds.
This is OB on both sides.
OB on both sides. The butterfly sanctuary is out of bounds, and the
See
road
that
is
disc
out of
golf
bounds.
community?
Protect the butterflies.
We even care about the butterflies.
That's right. We're trying to save them.
Mind you, it's a really good time watching the birds.
Those birds are
I'm
well
telling you.
fed. I don't know whose butterfly sanctuary that is, but you should not have put all those bird houses up and down through there because those finches are loving those butterflies. So again, the
Just saying.
basket is 33 feet from the telephone pole and from the road. So circle's edge.
And from the butterfly sanctuary, That's like almost circle 2, yeah?
It's more, yeah. We were trying to push it as far away from the oil well as we could and the butterfly sanctuary. Hole 8.
Hole 8. So
Like-
this one, now this is something else I've noticed on the course with a number of spots, right? It gets real narrow at the green.
Yeah, there's a the bicycle path comes down the hill here. You can't really see it, but it gets really tight. Really gets really tight at the bottom of the hill, right where the basket is.
So that's not too bad right there. We're still now this is you said circle's edge, right? So what?
Well,
Clear back behind it. Is circle's edge, maybe.
this might be a little tighter for sure. Now we're running out of space here. Okay,
Little pinch point.
yeah, we had to sacrifice your comfort for a little bit of safety on the backside. So we have another tee pad set behind here where we had to make the turn. So it's a little tight on the out of bounds. People end up over here quite a bit. It's a great hole. I think
I
it's
like
very challenging for as easy as it is, but also I'm out of bounds quite a bit.
Yeah.
Both right and left. Where that telephone pole was back there is very deceiving when you got to just miss this telephone pole one direction or the other to get it to lay down in that.
I've birdied that hole and I've double bogeyed that hole and everything in between.
Yeah. Glow is tough too because there's a spotlight on that garage right there and it almost blinds you as you're coming in. You can't really see very well.
So after we talk about hole 9 here, I want to stop for a moment along the course after 9.
Okay.
So hole 9 here, out of bounds on the right. You got this nice hillside over here, right? You're a fan of the rollaway, yes? I've heard. It's a rumor.
It's,
it's been said.
if it's gonna be like, look how easy this is. How much more easy do I have to make this for you, right?
I mean,
doesn't there have to be some danger? It's only 170 feet from the red tee.
I know it.
Right. But if I put that basket right there on the edge, just right where the lip of the hill comes, if you weed eat really tight right there, somebody might just roll down the hill.
I mean, I've
like
seen
me.
it happen.
I've done it.
I've seen it happen.
Right after I weed eated, I went up there and threw it and it hit and rolled. And I was like, yes. That's not what I said.
So you cheer. so you're saying you cheer for the course?
Yes, sometimes I have been known to cheer for the course.
Okay. So let's talk about glow at the Big Buckeye for just a moment, right?
Okay, sure.
We'll talk about glow for a second here, and then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get back to the more course designers with Jim Morgan talking about the Big Buckeye in Marietta, Ohio. So glow at the Big Buckeye. You've got lights, yes?
Yeah. Yep.
But so does Broughton's complex, all the lights.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
Now, is that a conflict or?
I don't know. I play their glow and have yet to lose a disc.
Okay.
How many other times can you say that? Glow rounds.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
if you charge them up,
yeah,
it's usually way easier to find them in glow than it is during the daylight. For me.
Sure.
I mean, with exception because you can put one in,
but it's wide open.
Spot.
You're not spending any time like looking for everybody's disc, right?
So the lights, I gotta say, from checking out the course, on what is it, 16, make a little challenge to that particular hole, which is fair because there's not. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward, open, long hole with not a whole lot of anything going on.
Sure.
So I think a little bit of light is fair at nighttime on 16.
Yes.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. You've got all kind of glow lights. What kind of glow lights? You got to spend a lot of money on your glow lights?
They're fairly inexpensive for sure.
Sure.
I scanned the Amazon for whatever lights I thought might be applicable to the top of a disc golf basket and found these LED deck lights that
Mhm.
I think they're like $1.65 a piece, something like that. You buy them boxes of 20 solar powered LED 3 lumen lights. I think 2 or 3 of them per basket is really enough, and they're cheap enough that you can replace them whenever you bust them or
Got to do anything special to
yeah,
put them up?
yeah. We just used hanging wire like
Mhm.
you'd hang a picture with and
Okay.
strapped them right to the top of the baskets. Had one get broken so far, but besides that,
Okay. So we've got a good looking course so far. Lots of challenge. We've got OB, but good looking, clean course. You could throw the shot that you want to throw. Uh, so let's see. We'll go to our third segment sponsor. Let's go over some sponsors at this point. For our third segment sponsor, we have. Are you guys ready for this? Jim Morgan at Morgan Chiropractic. That's to get a hold of him, an appointment. You need those chiropractic needs. That's 740-374-BACK, 740-374-BACK, 2225. Got the office at 901 3rd Street, Marietta, Ohio, 45750. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is not too far away from the Broughton complex where both Big Buckeye and Sasquatch are located. Is that accurate?
that's correct. 2.8 miles from the office to the course.
So you might find someone at that course if they're not at the office.
Yes,
Okay.
I've been known to be there at lunch or early
Outstanding.
evening.
Anything going on at Morgan Chiropractic that we need to know about?
School's back in. People, weekend warriors, are doing end of the season projects. If you have aches and pains, come and see me.
Dig it. And once again, that's 740-374-BACK. Any websites or Facebooks or things?
374back.com.
Dig it.
Facebook, I'm there as well. Morgan Chiropractic Clinic. Contact me anytime. You can text the number 374-2225.
Perfect. And then we have a show sponsor. We have Bat Layer Studios, where we are currently. Take care of all of your podcast, green screen, and music recording needs. To get in touch with folks at Bat Layer Studios, that's going to be 360-551-5133 here in Marietta, Ohio, right here on Front Street for all of your podcast, green screen, and music recording needs. Bat Layer Studios. Go get live, Bat Layer Studios. We'll be right back.
When your back hits a lot, ow! Man, it sure hits the spot. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Morgan Chiropractic, 374 back, Marietta, Ohio.
Welcome back, Collective, to the Disc Golf Collective podcast. Glad to have you back. We have our second segment with Jim Morgan, course designer at the Big Buckeye. So before we get back to the course, we went over some of the big changes. The tee boxes are significantly different. Did we do new baskets?
These baskets were replaced in 2017. They're Patriot Dynamic Disc Patriot baskets, and they're in great shape. There's only been 2 that have been underwater. They did a couple of fundraisers back in the day and got some pretty serious equipment. That's why we wanted to put so much time and effort into redoing the course so it would be more playable for the general public and also more tournament friendly. So we're going to be able to put a lot of people on this course, and there's no, just a couple of the things before, because the course had been changed from one direction to the other. There was kind of like a switchback where people would get caught there, like it would slow down the turn of play. And so I think we fixed most of those things so that you could really get a good flow. It's a little longer too. We really stretched out the blue tees.
Mhm.
There's about 500 plus holes on the course. So
New signs for
it's
the new
the
layout?
big Buckeye. Yeah, just got brand new signs. We did laser distances,
Mhm.
and we tried to be as correct as we possibly could. Got
Wonderful.
new T posts and T post signs. Fresh spray paint on a lot of the asphalt out there for.
So one of the things that you're aware of, James, you're aware of, and Julian, you might even be aware of also. Julian Powell still in the studio hanging out with us. Check out the store, the show here. So I'd like to make an announcement. One of the big things that I want to do with this podcast and with this segment specifically is whenever we do one of these course designers, you see we've got this drone footage here behind us. We're planning on putting up the drone footage for each of these courses, putting a QR code that you can scan at the tee boxes of each of these courses, so that way you can see the drone flyover of the hole right at the tee box. So if you've never played it before, it's been a long time, you can just bring your phone out. You got your UDisc up anyway, so you just got hit scanner for the QR code. There's the drone flyover. So real soon you're going to be able to go to UDisc or Disc Golf Scene or Disc Golf Collective podcast YouTube channel. We'll have playlists with all of the courses in it as well. So check them out. Use your QR code when you go to the course. See what it's like. Let me know what you think. Hit me up, and we'll do better, make improvements as we go. But that's the goal. Is so each time we have one of these segments, we're going to present that course with QR codes to put right on their tee boxes, and then they won't have to do a thing other than just
I think you can really know the course by
Yeah.
looking through this video for sure.
know what's coming up. And
Yeah.
especially on some of these wooded holes where you can't see what's going to be coming up, not necessarily on this course, but other courses where you have a lot of blind tee shots, you get to really see what's going on. So you got the new signs going on with the QR codes. Now this hole, the basket's in the same position as it was previously, but we're coming at a different direction now.
Right. We used to play across the roadway here, and then hole 8 was from the path into the trees the other direction, and now the basket's in the exact same place. We've just cut a big hole out here and a big hole out there. But the real play is the backhand hyzer play into the trees right through here, and you'll see a nice opening in the trees once you get through there. It's a short hole though. The red tee's only 207.
And it looks like there's a little window here. There's the basket right in that window.
There's again, a 33-foot circle around the basket, nice green, so that you could have a clear shot if you could find one of those gaps.
So you're playing par, hoping you get a good shot in there for bird.
And then we go back to the path. So we're playing backwards from where we had actually played before.
6 was right over there
along this roadway.
And these
7,
folks are at 7.
Yeah, they're playing back the roadway here. There's a basket right there, and then you're going to play blue tee from here.
Right.
This is an island hole. The roadway goes across you. You have to throw all the way from the tee, 324 feet, 335
to get to the island.
Yeah, across that roadway. It's actually skinnier to the left than it is the right. It's a little longer to the right where the pathway goes. If you do not make the island, if you're in this grassy knoll or anywhere else, you have to throw from a drop zone at the end of this path. So,
and it was 3-ish from the blue.
I think 320
some, 340 some.
Okay. I don't rightly know just right now, but.
And then we come up here. We've got a red coming up somewhere in there.
Red tees right below the red cursor right there.
Yeah.
And again, you have to make it to the island green across this roadway to the left. You can't be right. No butterflies. All butterflies have been saved.
And you said there's a manned or a drop zone.
Yep. At the
Right there,
at
right
the
to the
edge of the
edge?
path. There's spray paint on the end of the path right through here. So you have to
Okay.
throw your third shot will be thrown from here. So you take a penalty stroke and you get to throw 3 from here.
So a younger, newer player that maybe can't clear that distance,
Still gets a shot at par by throwing a longer
throw in or
up
something
shot.
for-
Yeah, right. And if not, you're still just a bogey, right?
Sure.
It's a par 3. So and it really encourages people to throw further, right? I'm not just going to lay one up, right? Because I
you have
can't.
to, right?
I have to throw 3 plus, right?
From the blue
Or two plus from
Yeah.
the red, or 3 plus from the blue to get to the island. Again, the basket's got its own space. There's nothing really around it to get in the way besides the blacktop path. Hole 12, we go back up the driveway. This was a familiar hole from
Yeah.
before. The tee pads were just out here in the grass, but again, they were just grass tee pads, a stick or a small marker you couldn't make out sometimes, but
look for the wear marks in the grass.
right, that was
Mhm.
yeah. And now it's on the path. I think 280 and 230 are the distances on the red and the blues. And OB right,
Yeah.
the road and anything right is out of bounds. You have to be behind this pine tree. And again, it's almost a perfect circle of 33 all the way around that. It's a nice little pocket on a hillside. You see how steep it is. People roll down this hill into the road all the time or get stuck in that pine tree behind you.
And it looks like you have the choice of either coming in real hard on a hyzer from the right.
Right. Yeah. Most people will go right down the road. I make this mistake all the time. I think I got a 5 on this one the other day because if you throw your drive from the red tee, you're
Right.
out of bounds almost the
whole way.
entire way, and then it's gonna. I turned over, or I just landed in the road. I didn't get inbounds at all, so I
So-
had to re-tee.
So you're saying it's not just the lefties that have the pleasure of throwing out of bounds the
The
entire
entire
way.
time. Right. There is the danger.
So for both lefties and righties.
Sure.
Forehand, backhand, you don't discriminate.
We have-
you will make
yeah.
plenty of out of bounds.
There's a couple more holes that are just for left-handed players for sure. It's really going to
Yeah.
make the right-handed players struggle quite a bit going down and around the bottom. They're all right turns
Mhm.
at a distance that it's hard to throw a backhand turnover.
And just kind of, that hillside there. Looks like there's a bunch of folks that maybe hit right in there. Spend some time right there around.
Yeah, we've weed-eated around that one again.
Now, real quick, what do we have? What am I looking at? What is? There's
just where we were before.
okay.
Okay, so this is the
I see
the property.
Is that a red tee there?
Right, this is the property owner's driveway. So if you ever play the course, please don't put your bag like on the path or on the roadway because somebody might drive by in their car, or bicyclers or walkers. It's kind of an inconvenience for if you have
So just
stuff
be
all the way across.
mindful of the greater
Right.
community around.
Set it to the edge of the path or in the grass if you can. But once we get to here, we're at his driveway, but we're going to play off the edge of this hill way back down in the valley. So we have come all the way around the hillside and we've kind of slowly climbed up the hill.
Mhm.
And this is a drop off the side of the mountain, hole
So,
13. You can see
What
the
I'm
baskets
seeing
out
here,
in the
that's
distance.
the 13th basket, right?
Yeah.
And that's that same red post we saw previous.
Sure, right.
Okay.
But the blue tee is actually up here in the woods above this tee, but the drone didn't quite catch that one.
View.
But there is a blue tee, and it's quite a bit longer than what the red tee is, and it's just up here in the pine tree. So you're going to go from this basket. You'll see spray paint on a tree right here for blue, and you'll just walk from this basket up through
Okay.
the trees to the 13th blue tee and throw off the mountain that way, similar to what the red is.
So on that next one, so from there, we're really probably pretty close to what you're seeing from the blue.
Sure,
tee.
he's pretty close to the blue tee there.
Okay. And we've got this just nice open window there framing up that basket sitting off to the left side. And then we've got what's past this little line right here. What do we got passing on this side of that if you go long?
Beautiful creek all the way through there. It's fairly accessible from both sides.
And that's a creek we've seen previously on the course.
Sure,
on some of the holes.
yeah, we start. We're coming back to where we started now, so we've
So
got
let's talk about this creek for a second, right?
Second creek.
Are we talking a creek that, I mean, you're wading through?
There are spots you could swim in for sure.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
3-foot holes in there for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So
But most of it is gravelly, and there's a couple of crossovers.
Okay, so there's definitely a few spots where you're never gonna see the disc if it lands in that spot. But at the same time, you're saying maybe most of it you're gonna be able to retrieve, definitely out of bounds, but still get your disc.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
suggest a retriever on that course.
Okay.
When I take a retriever, we've never lost the disc. Like a 15-foot retriever is more than enough to never lose.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
Retriever.
Retriever. All right.
Always
You
good
may
to have
not
a
need it.
retriever.
Hope you never do. You'll be glad if you have it when you need it, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can see off to the next basket here, which you can't see from the top of the hill, but we've weeded right up to the creek line. It's really gravelly all the way through there. There is like a drainage pipe that comes out right through here, but most of the places all along through here are really accessible. You can get in and out of there, no problem.
And we're going down pretty good
it's
here.
it's a
So this is your big elevation drop.
yeah.
So we've had an island hole, an elevation drop. We've got all kind of out of bounds. We've got lefty holes, righty holes. We've got long. We got a couple short holes.
We're trying to mix it up. Give the people
And
something special.
then from here, so we've got
right where we were before as we came down the mountain.
Yeah.
The next set of holes is behind us going to my right.
Right down in here.
Yeah, this way. So we're going to be on the side of the hill that you just threw off of.
Okay.
Heading back down into the creek. So there's going to be hole 14 is going to go out. It has a hanging basket right at the end. There was a basket down there before, so we used to throw off the hill another direction, but it was a little bit, you'd lose your disc a little bit more. This is more wide open where people don't lose their disc quite as much. But yeah, so you're going to go out one more hole, and then we're going to throw back to that one. So that's hole 15, and then we'll walk past it that direction.
Okay. So while we're doing the flyby here,
13 down, you're going to turn and go right behind you to 14's on the wall, going back into the corner. Go ahead.
Favorite hole?
My favorite hole on the course? 13.
13, the big
Yeah,
downhill.
I like to throw off the mountain. Yeah, that's so much fun.
That is a good time.
Yeah.
That is a good time.
I mean, they're all different holes, so how can you have a favorite one, really?
You could pick one.
I've shot 9 under. Is my best round I've ever thrown on this design. So, I mean, it's
pretty good.
I think it's relatively easy. You can birdie most every hole.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not all of them. If you can avoid out of bounds, you could shoot an amazing round there. I think so.
Just keep it in bounds.
Yeah.
I guess I
From the
should
red tees.
recant what I said. Blues are harder
Blues. Oh, yeah.
because of, well, most rounds I've ever played were windy.
Mm-hmm.
And the second you step back to blues, the wind just will tear you up.
Yeah.
Because of all the OB.
We're just not used to throwing in the wide open. We're such woods golfers now. Yeah. Hole 14, blue tee, red tee. They're right up against the edge. You see how it goes underneath the tree. You're going to follow the wood line.
Now what's going on there?
Again, the left-handed player.
As all this room out here.
This is for you, right?
Right? All the room out there.
Let me just go one more. Right. So the red tee's up in here, the blue tee's behind us right up in here, and you're throwing down the tunnel to the right. And man, left-handed players, they can just rip it out here and it'll hyzer right into the basket there. There's a creek behind it. These woods off to the side are no joke. You do not want to be in any of these weeds out through here. So if you could just chuck it out into the open, it's wide open out here. You get your first shot out here somewhere, and then you got there's a backstop. There's a hillside right behind that hanging basket that's
a hanging basket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as we float through here, the red tee has to go under this tree. The left-handed player would throw out to the left and come back to the right. So you can see how steep the creek is here.
yeah, you
It's
got the
pretty
creek right
treacherous. There are trails in and out of there. You can get down in there
And-
no problem. There's a big mountain of a hillside right behind the basket here.
I'm noticing the same continuing theme through there. You have it getting real narrowed in at the end of the hole around the basket.
Yeah,
No more than circle.
Circle's edge at the end. Yeah. But you try to take a lot of the danger out of it, right? Like I don't want somebody to go down that hill, so we've moved the basket off to the side. We give you
A big old backstop.
It's so clear in here that if you do shank it, try to go right a little bit, and you're just easy putting for sure.
Now, I don't know if it's the same thing or different. You said 13 was your favorite hole.
Mhm.
What's your favorite design feature in the entire course? You're like, man, that's my favorite tree. That's my favorite tee pad.
That's
my favorite look.
I've always wanted to have a hanging basket. James
Mhm.
can contest to this because the whole time that we have been devising courses over time, we're like, where can we put a hanging basket? And Phil made it happen. Phil owns
Well.
this baby. Look at those white legs right there, by the way. I mean, if that guy's not Irish, I don't
Kind
know.
of match the basket.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
hanging basket. That's a lot of fun, though. So yeah, you were right here. Are the tee pads? There's the
coming back the other
so
way.
you throw 13 off the mountain down into the opening,
Mhm.
and then you're going to turn backwards and go right to the hillside. This is the blue tee. This is the red tee going back into that hanging basket
Okay.
right behind us here. And then you're going to walk up to the creek, and you got a red tee and a blue tee with a super sharp, short right turn going around to the creek. It seems like it's an easy two, but people really struggle with it.
That's what it is right
It's-
there. These trees right here,
Yep.
garden.
And it keeps those trees keep you circle's edge away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really keeps you from, I mean, it's hard to make that second shot. So
And you got a little bit of space before you hit to the creek.
Yep.
yep. And if you're
Not much,
if you're way back here coming in high, some people will go in high late and you get back into the creek back there.
Gotcha.
But yep. It's pretty guarded. Yep, that's all.
Yeah.
So we just walked past 13.
And that's
We're
red over there, right?
still in the same field. Yeah, this is going to be the red tee. We're standing on this side of the great big open fairway. This is going to be the blue tee, and we're going all the way out and around.
Two's basket.
Yep. So we started at the three-sided shelter at the end of the great big field, and
Mhm.
hole 1 to there, hole 2 to here, and then we crossed the bridge and went that way. Now we're just coming back. We're trying to finish. 16's red tees over there, 16's blue tees over here. We're just going to go. This is the longest hole in the course.
I was about to say, I got no idea where you're going from here. Can't see
600,
it.
690 feet all the way around to the hillside.
And you got a little bit of a backstop. Now this is more of an open green. Yeah, you wanted to change it up a little bit. Give somebody a little bit of room after the long hole.
Yes, but also I want it to be more visible, but we had to do quite a bit of work to get it to where we want it to be right now. So as you can see, as we take the turn right through here, there's a perfect split in the hillside or the topography here where the hill goes up here and the hill goes up here, and there's a nice flat spot. See where this big dead tree is right
Mhm.
here. I want to cut that entire thing out of there. I want to put the basket right there. But I only had a chainsaw and a weed eater and a guy on a tractor for one day. So I said, this is the easiest part for us to clear. There's a big dead tree underneath there, and we would have to cut all the vines out. So eventually we're going to get to that.
So
That'll
there's
be a
still
project.
plants.
That'll be a project. That's
Okay.
where it's meant to be for sure.
Okay.
So as you come around, it will be perfect right there. And from the red
More to
tee,
come.
you can actually see the basket if it's sat right there. So it's
Okay.
it's blind to the red tee where it is right now, and blind to the blue tee. 630 feet up from the red, 690 from the blue.
Just move it up and to the right from there.
It will just be right here. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Eventually,
At some point.
yeah. That's just another project. That's a part of the disc golf collective. Is we just show up occasionally, do a little bit of work.
Nobody's happening.
Well, he's wanting to do he had the big slip in the hill over here, and he took all this dirt and he built this up because he's wanting to put a banquet tent on top of this hill right here, right in front of the mosquito swamp. But it'll be fine.
It'd be
People
fine.
love that at their wedding.
Mosquito nets are great.
Mosquito nets,
Super duper.
bug zappers. On to hole 17. This is one of the original parts of the course too. I mean, this hole's been back there for a while.
This is a lovely hole.
This is more
Come close to
Sasquatchy.
acing it.
Yeah,
Come close, but
well, I saw our friend Stephen Floyd ace this
Mhm.
hole.
We got blue tees here. We got red tees.
Oh yeah, for your tournament, right? Yeah.
Oh, look at that. More creek on the left.
There is a
That
nice.
doesn't ever happen on your course.
I don't understand why somebody would put their basket over there, but there is a nice depression here that fills in with swamp water. I think we've just been playing it casual, so
Yeah.
you can just take a hazardous lie out of it if you are stuck in it. It's kind of like quicksand or whatever. But the creek runs along through here, so there's out of bounds. If you're submerged in water or across the flowing water,
Mm-hmm.
you're out of bounds. And then besides that, it's just hillside and lots of trees.
I like it.
Fairly short hole, not so bad. And then the next hole, we're going to climb this hill right here. So it's really the only hill climb you're going to have. This is the only part that people with a cart would really object against.
It's the toughest.
It's
toughest walk.
Yeah, straight up to finish for hole 18.
You know, talking about a cart on this course, I mean, really, it's really cart friendly right up until this point.
Yep.
But I mean, before that,
But it's really
paved
three flights of stairs. You're gonna have to drag your cart right at the end. It's not so bad, I don't suppose, because most of it's on pavement and so easy.
The best part of the cardio.
So hole 18 almost finished. Blue tee
So blue
way
here.
out on the hillside. You can see 17 was just below us here. We came back the little valley, and now we're going to head back out toward the parking lot and go through a little pine tree grove.
Mm-hmm.
James and I spent a lot of time murdering trees right around
That's
this
red
turn.
tee.
This is when James thought was crazy about making a hole. He said, "There's going to be a hole right here." And it was all trees everywhere.
And there's a basket right there.
Yeah, that grass area that you just saw was way over my head with like every type of vine and sticker bush and anything you can think of. It was Sasquatchy.
All of this was.
I had to have help. I got started on it and motivated like 4 people. Jim was definitely one of them.
Eli and Isaac. They came
Now, real
through,
quick,
man.
Yeah.
For a lot of our watchers, listeners, folks checking out the podcast, if you're not familiar with the Sasquatch course that we're having the work day at here in the near future, that's on this property, it is an extreme disc golf course. It's a hiking trail on a good day.
Able-bodied adventurers only.
Yeah, you want to be fit,
right? You have to walk 2 miles uphill, and that's if you don't hit a tree and go down the hill to have to come back up the hill.
If all you do, really, if all you do is walk the course, it's an hour walk of hiking. So when someone references, it says it's a Sasquatchy course or something like that, know that it was deep in the jungle. It was thick, like thick. But yes, going back on about hole 18 here. Now you do have a hill right past the basket there.
Yeah. There's a roadway here which is out of bounds, so you can. It's pretty steep too. Somebody weed eated like really tight through here, so if you dare to touch the basket and roll at all, man, you're just gonna go right down to the parking lot, just get in your car, probably go home.
I heard that guy was someone that actually cheers for the course. Cheers for the course.
I've heard of a guy that did that, but he's a jerk. So,
well, I don't know about all that. I mean, so when putting this course in its current format, what was the biggest challenge that you had to get past when getting it to where it's at now?
probably getting people to let go of the
Previous.
the previous designs, and I don't know. You apologize for those things along the way.
Laughing
and,
at him the whole
these
time.
people in this room, I think I've apologized to both of you for. That was a great hole, but I had to go here to get there. Yeah.
Whoever lives
Yeah.
near the course, we've talked about this before. If you live near the course, that's the right person to be helping manage the course.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm in Vienna.
Sure.
I love Big Buckeye.
Right.
I put a lot of work in on Big Buckeye, but I don't live in Marietta, and
Right.
it's not right over the hill for me to go weed eat or go play or go run a league. For Jim, it was. For James, it was.
Sure.
So they're the right people to be doing that. In my mind, you need somebody local to the course.
And
to
I
take
agree.
charge.
And disc golf has changed too. Like I have no attachment to these things. I mean, yes, I do, but I know that those things will change over time.
So
You make your suggestions, and you
and
will be
things
heard,
happen,
right?
yeah.
Island hole,
Right.
hanging basket.
Yeah.
I said I like that. Let's do it.
Another reason. So going back to
Show
our
up.
first episode, right, in the how to participate, right? One of the things we went over was you reach out to the course designer or the guy that takes care of the course, and you never know what happens, right? Reach out to Jim Morgan, you play around with him, you never know. All of a sudden, there's an island hole, there's a hanging basket. If it's an idea, it's good. A lot of times, your course manager, the guy who's running the place, will be like, "Yeah, let's do that," and all you gotta do is make it happen. That's one of the beautiful things about this community. For example, you're not going to walk onto a tennis court and be like, you know what? We need to turn this tennis court sideways, right? It's not going to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the other thing is too, as the property evolves, some things just have to change.
Absolutely.
Like the property's changed since this redesign. There
Mhm.
was never a blacktop trail going all the way through.
Right.
there.
This is
Brand
true.
new.
So if the course doesn't change, then that's a problem too. You've got to go with what the property owner's doing.
Sure.
If the property owner wants to change the property, then the course has to change. It's
Right.
simple. It's not, I'm the same way. There's some of those holes in the woods I really liked, but did people lose discs all the time?
Yeah.
I lost a really nice disc in there, never to be found again. But for this course is now way more beginner friendly.
Mhm.
You're not going to lose a disc. It's good distance from the blues, decent distance from the reds. It's not scaring people away, but it's still a challenge.
Yep. And if you're a pro, walk up the hill and go play the Sasquatch.
Play
I'll
the
challenge
blues and
anyone.
Staying in bounds.
Yeah.
Just play the blues and stay in bounds.
Yeah.
I think
People don't know about. People say open courses are easy until they go out and play it, and they throw out of bounds twice on the same hole.
It's a different skill set.
It is.
it teaches you things. A lot of lessons out there.
So does the course have a PDGA rating, or is it got any popularity? We got a rating on its course. Do we know anything about that? Is it something you pay attention to even? Or you just build the course and go?
I look at UDisc a lot just because it has the current players that play it all the time. I'm the administrator for the account, so I can actually see who plays it weekly, who plays it monthly, what their scores were, where what holes are really difficult for people. Where we've made some changes on there. So when we put new baskets in at the Sasquatch, we use that data to kind of stretch in a couple areas or change some things like. If you're throwing too close to a tee box, like people are in danger of getting hit, we would remove those things or move them around. Big Buckeye's the same way. I mean, there's little to no chance that you're gonna have a blind shot at someone. Where
Big Buckeye carries a disc golf scene rating of A-, and it's 25th in the state of Ohio.
That's not bad at
Hey,
all.
I didn't even know that.
A-.
Yeah.
It's
Outstanding.
number 620 in the United States.
What?
Wow.
Hey. Yeah.
Well, folks, go check out the Big Buckeye, right? Check it out, play it, rate it, leave a comment what you think, right? And who knows? You never, that course might go top 500, top 400. You never know what'll happen.
It's a lot of fun to play. That's
is a
all
good
I
time.
know. Yeah.
It is a good time, and that's really the main thing. Any big plans for the course?
We'd like to have some tournaments. So we're got a tournament coming up, the second annual Jekyll and Hyde for Halloween. So you get to play the Sasquatch and the Big Buckeye. And we're hoping to have some concrete tee pads down for the event. We're having a work day and all kinds of stuff going on. I'll probably have 2 or 3 tournaments here in the next 6 months or so. The wintertime seems to be easy for us to get some tournaments going out there. Had a fundraiser, the Dale Winters second annual last year.
Welcome.
Yeah, and we did a food drive for the food pantry there. We ended up giving $800 and 300 pounds of food to the Broughton's Food Pantry, and yeah, some good things going on there. A lot of fun, great friends too. I'm meeting so many young people that I don't run into normally.
The collective is growing.
That's right. Yeah, come help pick up some sticks.
So thank you, Jim Morgan, for joining us on our first course designer segment. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I'm sorry about the comments. I got lost there. But Josh Dick plays guitar. I just want you to know that. Ryan Hunt. Sorry.
Real quick, we're going to talk about the next show coming up, the 3rd episode. Of course, we're going to have our Course 911 segment, so that way we keep you up to date on where it needs a little work. That way you guys can go out, put in just a little bit of effort, meet a bunch of folks. Never know, you might find your new favorite card mate. We're going to have our tournament segment, so that way you guys can keep up to date, see who's sponsoring tournaments, where the tournaments are coming. Maybe you get freed up, want to go watch a tournament. I always encourage, go check out a tournament. See folks play disc golf. Competitively. If you can't make it yourself, go check it out. You never know, there might be the perfect disc that you've been looking for at that tournament's disc shop. All kinds of good things can happen when you show up at a tournament. I'm working on trying to get our first club talk. We're trying to work on that for our next show, and perhaps we're looking at a design tips segment. Help folks try and get some design tips and things that you might want to do on your course. Things like that. Now, of course, if you want to get a hold of us or you need us to reach out to you for any of these segments, or you want to nominate someone for a maintainer spotlight or course designers, or if you have a club and you would like to have your club come on the show, send your information or reach out to us at discgolfcollective@gmail.com. We're going to have some big news coming up on the next show, some plans for the collective. You guys are going to want to check that out. That's really about where we're at for today's show. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, for chatting. I'm excited about reading comments. What was going on there?
I really dropped the ball. I apologize.
That's all right. Hey, look, guest on the show and running the chat. That's a lot to ask, and we appreciate it.
Sure.
It's Jim Morgan, the Sasquatch disc golfer.
Dr. Disc Golf.
Dr. Disc Golf. Check out his show, The Philosophy of Flight, Dr. Disc Golf. I heard you're going to have another show coming up at some point for that.
Sure. Yeah. I think the next 2 weeks we're going to have a new guest in and do some more collective work as well.
Looking forward to that. James, good to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Couldn't run the show without you. The man pushes all the buttons. He flips all the knobs and the switches. Without Jim, the show just does not go. Julian Powell, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Until next time, see you then.